Hey everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Box Score, where we break down the game in ways you won't find on the stat sheet. Tonight, we're diving deep into a high-stakes matchup in the Eastern Conference Semifinals. The Boston Celtics are facing elimination in Game 5, trailing the New York Knicks 3-1 in the series. With injuries, momentum shifts, and a roaring MSG crowd in their heads, the pressure is mounting. But here's the twist. The Knicks are on the verge of something huge, and Boston might be on the edge of unraveling. So what's really happening beneath the surface? Let's get into the full preview. Injury news, betting odds, player matchups, and of course, our final score prediction. Trust me, you'll want to watch this till the end. First off, let's talk about the stakes. The Celtics were the top seed in the East for much of the 2024-25 season. They had depth, a dominant regular season record, and most importantly, chemistry. But that all came crashing down in Game 4 when Jayson Tatum, the heartbeat of this team, went down in the final minutes with what looked like a serious foot or ankle injury. According to the latest report from Reuters and confirmed by multiple sources, including ESPN and Sportskeeda, Tatum will undergo an MRI today. His status for Game 5 is questionable at best, and even if he does play, he's unlikely to be at 100%. Without Tatum at full strength, the Celtics' offense becomes heavily reliant on Jalen Brown and Derrick White, both of whom have had their moments in this series. Brown dropped 28 in Game 4, and White has been solid throughout. But let's be honest, without Tatum, orchestrating the offense and drawing double teams, things get significantly harder for Boston. Kristaps Porzingis remains out with a lingering calf issue, and that's a major blow to their front court presence. Now let's flip the script and talk about the New York Knicks. They've been the surprise package of the playoffs, or maybe not a surprise if you've been watching them closely since February. Jalen Brunson has been nothing short of spectacular. The 2025 Clutch Player of the Year has averaged over 29 points per game in the series, including a monster 34-point, 9-assist performance in Game 4. He's been surgical in pick-and-rolls, fearless in isolation, and absolutely lethal in the clutch. Add to that the consistent double-double threat of Karl-Anthony Towns, who's averaging 24 points and nearly 14 rebounds per game in the postseason, and you've got a Knicks team that's peaking at the right time. Josh Hart, Quentin Grimes, and Dante DiVincenzo have all bought into Tom Thibodeau's gritty system. And it shows. Hart is basically their Swiss Army knife, rebounding, passing, scoring, and defending at elite levels defensively. The Knicks have figured something out. They've switched seamlessly between zone and man coverages, and they've managed to disrupt Boston's ball movement, especially when Tatum is off the floor. They held the Celtics to just 42% shooting in the second half of Game 4, and they've out-rebounded Boston in 3 straight games. Now let's talk numbers. The betting odds from DraftKings and OddsShark list the Celtics as slight favorites at home by -1.5, largely due to the home court advantage and the uncertainty around Tatum's availability. The over-under is set around 213.5. reflecting the defensive intensity both teams have shown. But be cautious here. If Tatum doesn't play, this line will swing sharply in the Knicks' favor. Let's break it down with key matchups. Jaylen Brown versus Josh Hart will be one to watch. Brown will need to attack the paint more and avoid settling for contested mid-range shots. Derrick White versus Brunson will also be crucial. If White can contain Brunson, even a little, Boston might have a fighting chance, but that's a tall order considering how dialed in Brunson has been. Then there's the mental game. The Knicks are brimming with confidence, while the Celtics are searching for answers. Joe Mazzulla's coaching has come under fire for inconsistent rotations and late-game decisions. Meanwhile, Thibodeau has stuck to his old-school formula, defense, rebounding, and discipline, and it's working. In terms of injury updates, the Knicks are fairly healthy. Mitchell Robinson was questionable heading into Game 4 but played limited minutes. Even if he's a step slow, Isaiah Hartenstein has been a reliable backup. The Celtics, on the other hand, are banged up and demoralized. Tatum's injury is the headline, but Al Horford is also nursing minor ailments, and the bench just hasn't been productive. So where does this leave us? Time for the final prediction. If Tatum plays even at 70%, we expect a scrappy back-and-forth battle. But if he's ruled out or significantly limited, the Knicks are in prime position to close out the series. Brunson is in MVP caliber form. Towns is dominating the glass. And Thibodeau is out-coaching Masula in nearly every facet. Prediction: Knicks 112, Celtics 106. Expect Brunson to put up around 30 points again, with Towns adding 22 and 12. Jaylen Brown will have a strong showing, maybe 26 points, but it won't be enough without Tatum's offensive gravity. The Knicks move on to the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Celtics head into what's likely to be a tumultuous offseason. That's it for this episode of Beyond the Box Score. If you like this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments, do you think the Knicks close it out tonight? Or does Boston survive to fight another day? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.